Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Alex Currington coming to you from the Voice of the Heart Center. Welcome to the How Are You Feeling Today podcast, a podcast for kids and parents who have feelings. I'm really glad you're joining me today. Let's start with another feelings check-in. Back to that very important question, how are you feeling today? Not what were you feeling yesterday or what do you think you'll feel tomorrow, but what are you feeling in this moment, right here, right now? Take just a moment, look into your heart, and answer the question. Am I feeling anger, fear, hurt, sad, lonely, shame, guilt, or glad? If you have someone in the room with you that you can share it with, look at them and name all the feelings that you have right now. If you're listening to this alone, think for a moment to yourself, who could I share this with today? It was afternoon in the jungle. The animals were having great fun because they were able to be together. They decided to build a fort. They quickly teamed up together to talk about what the fort would look like. They knew it would not be like a grown-up's building, but they wanted to do it anyway. As they started to build the fort, they each were able to use their strengths to slowly form the fort into exactly what the group wanted. It truly was a special place. Kai was able to use his strength to push large branches into place exactly where they wanted them to be. Theo would fly up into the trees and find strong branches that could be used to create different parts of the fort. Ellie and Liam focused on the decorations. Ellie loved finding beautiful leaves and flowers that were scattered around the jungle. Liam enjoyed weaving vines carefully about the branches. He walked nice and slow from branch to branch. Ivy, the snake, was able to coil around the branches to hold them steady in place while the other animals connected them as they needed to. Asher was very active, as you would expect, during the building. Asher could climb up and down the trees with incredible speed. Asher would collect anything needed from all over the jungle. Mac was the only animal that could swim down to the bottom of the pool and collect smooth stones from the water. The animals all contributed to building the fort. It was a real team effort. It came together beautifully as if it was always meant to be there. It was a bit off the beaten path and it was not perfect, but they built it together. They all gathered together and admired the work that they had put in. As they gathered next to the pool, they talked about the gathering pool and what it meant to each of them. About that time, Theo looked across the pool and noticed something beautiful. Theo flew over to the spot where it laid and landed gently next to it. Kai, Mac, Asher, Ivy, and Ellie all came over quickly. As they looked into the shallow water of the gathering pool, they saw a smooth, shining stone shaped like a heart. The stone was not carved or chipped. It was sitting there, shaped by many years of being in the river, many years of the water moving over it and shaping it. Mac said softly, "It looks like it belongs here." Ellie tilted her head. "It reminds me of what we have here." Kai gently nudged the heart-shaped stone out of the water with his paw and placed it at the edge of the gathering pool. From that day on, the stone became a marker. The stone meant this place matters, we matter, we belong here. They decided something important. Each night, one animal would take the stone home and return it the next morning. Carrying the stone meant, I will protect what we have built. The first to have a turn was Theo. Theo put the stone in his beak and carried it back to the nest. When morning came, Theo carried the stone to his special branch before heading back down to the gathering pool. Theo put the stone down on the branch to look around for a while and take in the moment. Just as he looked into the distant tree line, a gust of wind came, and the stone dropped from high in the trees. Theo realized his mistake and tried desperately to catch the stone before it hit the ground, but he just could not get there fast enough. The stone slammed against the ground. The stone was scuffed up, scratched, no longer smooth like it was when he found it. Theo felt his wings tighten up. He drew them close to his body and stared at the stone on the ground. The stone was not shattered, but it was not the same. The smooth, heart-shaped rock now had deep scratches running across it. One edge was chipped. Theo could hear his own thoughts and felt embarrassed. They're going to be mad at me. They're going to be disappointed in me. Theo made a plan to hide the rock and tell his friends at the gathering pool that he forgot it at home. Different from usual, Theo was the first to arrive at the gathering pool. This time, he flew to the pool without the stone. As soon as Max saw Theo, he said, "Good morning, Theo. Where's the heart-shaped stone?" Theo replied, "I forgot it. I'll get it later." Mac was surprised because Theo is usually so dependable. Max said, "What? You didn't bring it with you?" Theo suddenly began to feel guilty. He felt his chest get tight. His wings felt heavy. He knew he wasn't telling the truth. He started remembering how much his friends mattered to him, how much the pool mattered, how much the heart-shaped stone mattered. Theo began to realize how much more it would hurt if someone did that to him. Theo couldn't even look Mac in the eyes anymore. In his guilt, Theo sprang into the air so quickly that Mac was startled. Theo knew exactly what he needed to do, and he went back to get the stone. He picked it up in his beak and went back to the gathering pool. When Theo returned, all the animals had shown up. He set the stone down quietly at the edge of the pool, and he took a deep breath. And he said, "Before we go any further, I need to tell you something." No one interrupted. They just listened. "I dropped the stone yesterday. I didn't mean to. The wind caught it. I tried to catch it, but I couldn't. But that's not the problem. What I did was I hid my mistake from you. I planned to tell you that I forgot it at home and would get it later, but that's not true. I told Mac a lie. Mac, I'm sorry. Friends, I'm sorry for what I did." He looked down at his talons. There was no panic in the circle, no gasping or rage, just stillness. Mac broke the silence. "Thank you, Theo." Kai stepped forward and looked closely at the stone. "Thank you for telling us the truth. We care about you, Theo." Silence followed. "It is a bit scratched up." Theo responded, "I will do everything I can to fix it. I'll polish it. I'll find another one." Kai shook his head gently. "We don't have to fix anything. It represents us, as it is." Ellie opened her beak and said, "It's still a heart." Asher swung closer from the vines, and now the heart has a story, he said. Ivy lifted her head just a little bit taller and said, "Sometimes when something is scratched, it means it's been carried." Theo felt his chest starting to loosen and his wings open up. "But I dropped it and then hit it." Kai nodded, then replied, "Yes, and you told us the truth." With that, Liam slowly made his way forward and began gently brushing the sand from the surface of the stone. Asher ran to gather some smooth river clay. Ellie brought some soft moss. Mac dove down to the bottom of the pool and returned with fine sand from the bottom of the pool. They did not erase what happened. They worked together slowly to move ahead. They smoothed the roughest edges so no one would get cut. They rinsed it in clean water and rubbed the stone gently until it was shining once again. The scratches were still there, but it meant something more. Theo looked at the stone, now back at his friends, and asked, "Can you all forgive me?" Kai said, "We all do things we regret. The good news is that we can be forgiven. You belong here. This is our place." They placed the heart-shaped stone back at the edge of the gathering pool. Something new was added to its meaning. This place matters. We matter. We belong here. And when mistakes are made, we can tell the truth and still be cared about. Theo did not feel like hiding. He felt lighter. Not because nothing happened, but because he faced what had happened, and he stayed. Guilt is a feeling that tells us we did something wrong. Guilt shows up when you do something that goes against your own value system. Guilt helps us ask for forgiveness and say, "I'm sorry." You feel guilty when you say mean things that hurt someone, you choose to tell a lie, you know something's wrong and you do it anyways, or maybe you just don't listen. Sometimes when you feel guilty, you might hide from others, blame others or make excuses, feel sad, or avoid looking in the eyes of another person who might know what you did. When is a time that you have felt guilty? Kids and parents share together about a time you felt guilt. This would be a time that you realized that you have harmed someone, broken their trust, and needed to say you were sorry. If you would like, pause this podcast and share with each other. Guilt is your heart saying, "I did something wrong." When we feel guilty, we need forgiveness from the people that we've hurt. In our story today, Theo felt guilty because he hid the truth from his friends, and he told a lie. When he told the truth, something really important happened. The group was able to repair what was broken, their friendship. I'm going to teach you a 3-step process of what to do when you feel guilty. First, feel it. Simply notice that you feel guilty. Next, tell the truth about your guilt. To the person that you've harmed, tell them the truth about what you did and say, "I'm sorry for what I did." And finally, ask them to forgive you. We're going to practice today with a game called Tell the Truth. I will call out a scenario and I want you to practice telling the truth about what happened. Remember, everything in life is practice, and we're going to practice repairing together. I'll help you out with the first one. Now let's get cooking.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You were playing with your friend's toy a little bit too rough and you broke it. You decided to put it back and hope no one noticed. How do you tell the truth? First, notice that you feel guilty because you broke the toy and you hid it. You might notice yourself wanting to hide, run away, or pretend like it didn't happen. Now, tell the truth and say you're sorry for what you did. It might sound something like this. "I broke your toy while I was playing with it. I'm sorry. What could I do to make this right?" Or you could say, "Could we ask someone to help us fix it?"
Yeah!
All right, now you do the next one on your own. Scenario 2. You told your teacher that you finished your work, but you actually didn't. How do you tell the truth? How about this? "I told you I finished my work, but that wasn't true. I'm sorry. I will finish it now."
Woohoo!
Scenario 3. You said something unkind to a friend when you were frustrated. Tell the truth. Try this. "I said something mean earlier. I'm sorry. You matter to me and I want to try again."
Yeah!
Scenario 4. You blamed your brother for spilling something that you knocked over. Tell the truth. "I said my brother spilled the drink, but it was actually me. I'm sorry I didn't tell the truth." Now, sometimes grown-ups feel guilty too and need to repair. Let's practice what that might sound like. Kids, you're welcome to help your parents out with these. Let them know what you would like to hear. Here we go. Scenario 1. A parent snaps at their child after a long day at work. Tell the truth. "I raised my voice earlier when you asked me to help. That was not fair to you. I'm sorry. Can we start again?" Scenario 2. A parent said that they were going to include something in the snack, and they forgot to put it in your lunchbox. Tell the truth. I completely forgot to put the snack I promised in your lunchbox. I know that mattered to you. I'm really sorry. Scenario 3. You lose track of time and miss making it to your child's school performance. Tell the truth. You could say it something like this. I lost track of time and I wish I would have paid closer attention. I'm sorry I missed being there. You really matter to me. Will you forgive me? Telling the truth takes a lot of courage. Just remember, everything in life is practice. You will make mistakes, but repair is much more important than being perfect. When you feel guilty, you can ask for forgiveness, tell the truth, and say I'm sorry, and maybe you could even ask for help. And always talk to God about your guilt and thank Him for being with you in it. Before we go, here's one more thing you can do together today. Find a quiet moment to sit down with someone you love and draw a picture of a time you felt guilty. You don't have to explain it all, just draw. Then, if you want, take turns sharing your pictures. If you'd like to share your picture with me, you can email it to me at alex@vothcenter.com. That's alex@vothcenter.com. You can also find resources to help you talk about today's episode on howareyouFeelingToday.net. There you will find coloring sheets that feature Theo the Eagle, Kai the Tiger, Liam, Ellie, Mac, Asher, and Ivy. You will also find a reflection guide to help you talk about what guilt looks like in your family. Again, those resources can be found at howareyouFeelingToday.net. All this information will be written for you in the show notes of this podcast. When you tell the truth about your guilt, home becomes a place where feelings are felt and truth is told. You are able to experience freedom from the weight of what you did and forgiveness from the people that you care about. This has been the How Are You Feeling Today podcast, a podcast for kids and parents who have feelings. Thank you for sharing your heart, and until next time, keep heart.